Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Tuesday, March 14th. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. So glad you guys are spending some of your morning here with us. Coming up on today's show, we are going to have a fun, candid introduction to three moms who are good friends. They have a total of 8 kids, and they also have a podcast where they share real life conversations about being a parent and everything that comes along with it. The podcast is called Hi, My Name is Mom. And in a few minutes, I get to introduce you to Jen, Corey, and Kayla. They're phenomenal women and oh so funny. So I can't wait for you to hear from them. And after that, we travel to Erin, Tennessee to hear about one of the most popular St. Patty's Day celebrations in the state. We talked to the mayor of Erin, Tennessee to get the very latest on what we can expect when we head down there for St. Patty's Day. And then also today we wrap out the show talking about landscaping and lawn care. You know, we've been teased with some really nice weather. So I know some of us already getting started on our lawn, but we have some tips that could help you out. But first, let's get a check of the headlines. 240 spaces for a new off-site cell phone lot will be opening up at Nashville International Airport for individuals waiting for airport arrivals. This is this week. According to the BNA website, the waiting area had to be relocated to begin roadway enhancements. This lot is free and is first come, first serve. For the location of the new parking site, head over to mainstreetmediatn.com. Well, the Old Timers Festival in Laverne will have a new name come this September. The festival is being rebranded as Laverne Fall Festival. Go ahead, though. You can mark your calendars for the weekend of September 15th. The festival will have music, vendors, kids' activities, and much more. You can find more details on the 2023 Laverne Fall Festival by going to murfreesboropost.com. And then Bledsoe Creek State Park is celebrating 50 years. And the park, let me say, it's come a long way since it was established in 1973. For this 50th anniversary, you're being asked to do something. You're asked to share your pictures and details of your visits or your family vacations from the backwaters of Old Hickory Lake from the 70s and 80s. Share your pictures and time at the park with Ranger Rodriguez. You can do this by sending those pictures and the details to marco.rodriguez@tn.gov. Read more about Bledsoe Creek State Park by going to the hendersonvillestandard.com. Okay, when we come back, we are sitting down with 3 moms that I mentioned at the top of the show. They have the podcast, Hi, My Name is Mom. We'll have so much more coming from them in a few short minutes.
Here at the Journey Louis team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louis team, leading you home.
At Miss Lucille's, we go for apple pie. A place that feels like a home away from home. A comfortable place to bring your family from out of town. It's a place where great conversations are had. It's a place where you can shop 200 small businesses in one location. It's a place for you to shop for gifts for any occasion or just to treat yourself. Come on down to Miss Lucille's. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. I'm super excited right now to introduce you to these 3 beautiful women. They are the creators behind Hi, My Name is Mom. So we have Kayla Kinney, we have Jen Meyer-Culp, and then Corey English with us this morning. First off, ladies, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Actually, thank you for letting me come into your setting. This is their podcast and YouTube setup. First off, share with us what Hi, My Name is Mom is all about.
Well, we're 3 real-life mom friends, and a few years ago, we were realizing we were having these conversations, not on a mic, that were very cathartic, very therapeutic, very unfiltered. And we realized that the more we talked, the better we felt. And we all come from the entertainment industry. And so we decided, well, maybe if this is helping us the way that it's helping us, maybe this could help a lot more moms in the same way. For us to try to talk about, you know, the highs, the lows, and everything in between, and not have to present motherhood through a filter. And so we decided to pull up a mic to our conversations, and then the title itself comes from the fact that, you know, you have this identity outside of motherhood before becoming a mom, and then everything changes. You are just, the rug is out from under you. It's fun, it's crazy, it's confusing, and all of a sudden you go from being like Kayla, Jen, and Corey to being mom.
You have a real identity crisis.
Yeah.
You guys are incredibly unfiltered, and you get extremely vulnerable.
I think that's really my role. Kind of the unfiltered one. Yes.
But not only that, you're vulnerable. Like, you guys cover some pretty heavy topics.
Yeah, we do.
What is that like to share that? I mean, so much of you to all of us out here.
I think it's as humbling for us as it is healing. You know, I mean, we've been through so many different things. We've been through bullying, we've been through loss and infertility, and sharing those journeys with other people. The more you talk about it, the more you give those things credence, the more they're heard by other people. It's not just good for us. It's good for other women. It makes it feel less, you know, topics that had been taboo when our mothers were going through this. They're not taboo anymore. And that's a really good thing.
What are you hearing from other women?
I think the biggest response is honestly just really positive in that we help them with the isolation that they feel in the everyday ins and outs of motherhood. I share a lot about infertility, which you were saying it used to be this taboo thing, and bringing awareness to that, I think, is bringing a lot of community and being like, oh my gosh, me too. And then we realize with other subjects we're hearing, I just think the feedback is mostly like, hey, we feel seen, we feel heard. And so it's kind of a huge blessing to us that we can like offer that.
I have to ask again, you are moms, your wives, what about your significant others, your husbands and your children? What do they think about what you're doing?
Our poor husband.
Or how okay are they? I mean, they obviously, they're good with it.
Yeah, well, and the more time passes, the more we're comfortable sharing things that maybe in season 1 felt a little weird, or after the fact we'd go like, oh, do we want to share that? And now it's kind of like, I assume it's the way people doing a reality TV show feel, where you kind of forget the cameras are there. And we're so used to telling our audience everything at this point that I think everyone knows now. My dad will go, oh, I learned so much about you. And then my mother-in-law, I'm like, tell your mom not to listen to that episode. But I think they all understand the greater value, the bigger picture. Yeah. Every once in a while, there's something that we never talk about. For the most part, we never talk about like a fight that hasn't been resolved. No. We don't air
things. We did recently.
I know, that's why I said.
Corey thought that fight had been resolved. It has not been resolved.
Yeah, it's the most ridiculous fight ever. If you want to look that one up, you can see a couple of tense moments. But we really do. We do have a lot. We protect our spouses and our kids. There are probably only a handful of things we wouldn't talk about, and a handful of things that we do feel like we need to run by our partners. But they're all pretty open.
They're
as
also
well.
in entertainment. 2 of the 3 of them are in entertainment.
Thank
you. Ty's in radio. My husband's a music producer and in TV and publishing as well. So like he's got it. They've got this. They've kind of opened their lives up themselves. So that helped. It was a little bit of like we'd already kind of like scratched that a little bit. So
I think for everyone, but
doing it.
I think my husband has the hardest time with it because he's not in entertainment. He is extremely introverted. He's an only child. He's in the construction, that whole engineering world. And
that's actually how we met.
Okay.
I interviewed them to put them on a reality show, and I was doing a casting interview with her and her husband, and I remember being like, John. He's very quiet.
After that interview, you're like, we love you. We want to do a show around you. We need someone different than John.
Can we bring in a stand-in for your husband? No, we love John. We love John.
I think he has had the hardest time in just how much I share about our personal lives. And I will say that I think we're all really good at respecting our husband's boundaries with
and each other's.
And each other's, with what they're okay. And so there's nothing I talk about that I don't, like what you said, that hasn't been resolved yet, or I don't have his blessing to share with others. other than a few.
Oh, he's not going to listen to every episode.
You know what? That's actually the litmus test. That is the litmus test. Because occasionally we'll be like, what'd you think about an episode? What'd you think about that conversation?
And we wait to
he's
see
like,
if it circles back.
and it never does.
Never does.
You should say something.
Yeah.
Never does.
What about your kids?
Well, my kids are the oldest out of the three of us.
Okay.
My oldest is almost 14. And so she is at an age where I've had to be a little more protective of the things I share about her and some of the health struggles and mental health struggles that my other kids have gone through. We have shared, but it's always been a conversation with them first. My husband was a dad blogger for many, many years and wrote 6 books, and everything that came, through him and through his blog was Dad or Alive, and everything that came through Dad or Alive was also sort of run by them. We let them have a very active role in helping choose what's appropriate for us to talk about and what's not. And sometimes they say, I'm not talking about this, and you can tell me how you feel about it or not, but it's very rare. Like usually I pretty much respect their boundaries. Sort of
And I'm just hoping my kids have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope you can appreciate that this was funny. It was funny.
They will at some point.
Right. Yeah.
So you've gone from the podcasting world now to YouTube, to where people can see, your faces, your emotion. What is that like now to kind of make that transition?
That's weird.
Is it really?
Sorry, go ahead. I know you're starting to talk.
No, I think it's funny because when we first started, I think we edited ourselves a lot or critiqued ourselves a lot when we were in the editing phases of oh my gosh, we need to look better like this. I need to sit up straight. I think we were all just kind of nitpicking ourselves because it's a whole different element. And then I think after maybe the first 3 episodes, we're like, sweatpants it is.
Keep your shoes off.
I love that.
We want it to be extremely authentic, and we're all full-time working moms, and so when we show up here to record, there are days that we just don't have time to put it together. And that's what we want moms to know and see, is that hey, we are sitting down, we are going to have these conversations whether we have time to put our lashes on or not. We are going to be here, we're showing up for you.
My hair's still wet. I'm just going to admit, my hair is still wet.
Full of dry shampoo.
I just want to say,
I always one or the other.
I have finally found a deodorant that works for me.
Thank God.
But I have smelled through most of our seasons, and I'm just glad that you can't smell us through the camera.
Thank God for the
I like how she says us. Do you like how she lumps us into that at the very end? Us. Do I smell bad?
No, but you know what?
I smelled worse than you that day. It's totally fine.
There's definitely been times.
Woo! Yes,
smell
there
worse.
is. Postpartum body odor is a thing.
We've smelled each other's pits.
I do have to say, I've looked at all of your Instagram posts, as well as so many things you have online. Their conversations are candid, it's funny, and it is incredibly real. So we have the pleasure, again, this is just kind of an introduction to, hi, my name is Mom, who these women are. Again, Corey, Jen, and Kayla. For the next couple of weeks, you get to hear a couple other episodes. So we're going to touch on a couple of topics around kids. One being, healthy snacks, how to prepare that. The other one is going to be my favorite, I think, and it's how you need to make yourself a priority and how you need to take time for you as a mom, no matter how hard that is. So cannot wait to hear from you ladies on those topics. For all of you guys out there, stick with us. We have more coming up on Mornings on Main Street right after this.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. There is a small town in Tennessee that's said to have one of the best
St. Patty's Day celebrations around. I'm talking about Erin, Tennessee, and I have Erin's mayor with us, Mr. Paul Bailey. First off, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
You're welcome. Okay, first off, what makes your celebration so grand, so big?
I think what makes our celebration one of the greatest around, in my opinion, but one of the greatest around is because most of it is done with volunteers. We have so many organizations throughout our community that engage and help pull this off. It could never be done by one organization, but we have the Chamber of Commerce, we have the Houston County Rec Club, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, and the Fair Board, the Houston County Fair Board, and all of us together engage along with the City of Erin and many more volunteers to pull this off. Because we have a carnival, we have a grand parade, we have booths in town. We'll have about 140 booths this year, and we have so much going on as far as a food court, a beer garden, just so much going on that people can enjoy and engage in.
This has been a long-standing tradition for the town of Erin. This goes back to what, the 60s, am I right?
1963 was the first one.
1963, and it has grown ever since. I did a little bit of reading before we met up today, and that it continues to grow each and every year.
It does continue to grow. Unfortunately, there was a year that COVID kind of messed us up, but we're back on track, and that was our theme for last year, back on track.
I love that. So when people come in, what can they expect, like from the time they get, what time does everything start?
Well, the grand parade is at 11, but actually the carnival starts that Tuesday night right off the square in downtown. So Tuesday night there'll be a carnival through Saturday. There's also some other events. The Irish Trio is on Monday night. The high school band will be here, and then we will have live bands on Saturday on the square, as well as the booths and the parade at 11, the kiddie parades at 10:30. So there's quite a few things going on that day.
Is parking typically an issue if you have people traveling in from out of town?
I would suggest getting here earlier. That we do have some parking, which is right behind us over here.
Behind City Hall?
Yes, we have a group that does that as a fundraiser, so they will assist you in parking. Okay. And then on the other side downtown, we have parking. And then, of course, there's parking on the back streets and things like that. There is no parking on Main Street because of the parade and all the people that will be joining in for watching the parade.
Absolutely love it. So you've been seeing some pictures from past festivals here for the celebration for St. Patty's Day. Mayor, what is your favorite part?
I like all of it, but I like the fact that one of the things that you will see, sometimes you'll see people that you have not seen in many years. I own a business downtown, and so sometimes people will come in that week or that day, the Saturday, and I will see them and say, man, where you been hiding? And they'll be like, I live in California now. But this is a week that if you ever want to come back to Erin, get back to your roots, if you want to see people that you have graduated with or family or friends, that week's the week to come because they know everybody's coming back to their hometown.
Oh, I love it. So can we get one of those hats somewhere? I'm digging the hat. But you know,
this was actually a gift, and I have to be honest, I wear fedoras quite often. People will know that if they're around. And so if they don't know what else to get you, they get you a fedora. So I have several, and this one happens to be one that someone gave me a few years ago, a good friend of mine. So
if you have that person in your life, that's hard to buy for. I like that, a fedora.
There you go.
Very nice. But, okay, so you can't get the fedora, this one right here, but you can get a t-shirt with their slogan for this year.
Yes, and this year, I
love it.
Theme, because we do one every year, and the theme for this year is, I'll let you read it because I don't read well upside down.
May love and laughter light your way as we celebrate Irish Day. Right here on the shirt. You can pick up one of those when you travel to Erin, Tennessee this coming Saturday to celebrate St. Patty's Day. Anything else that we need to know before we come out here?
We encourage anyone to come out and attend. We love to have people. This event will make the population of Houston County possibly triple. It's one of the largest events around. Wow. We have been slated as the top 10 in previous years, so it's a good place to come to on Saturday, March 18th.
Just remember, get to Erin early for a good parking spot to enjoy all the festivities.
That's right.
Mayor Bailey, thank you so very much. I appreciate your time. As for you guys, stick with us because we have a lot more coming up here on Mornings on Main Street after this.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Hi, I'm Stefanie Miller from Mornings on Main Street. Join us March 23rd at Bridgestone Arena with the Nashville Predators for Main Street Media Night. I know Devin O'Day will be here.
You know I will be, Stephanie. Plus, you can register for a Predators prize pack. They were going to call it the Hockey Hootenanny, but they changed. So it's going to have 4 tickets and food vouchers. You got to register to win.
We're looking forward to seeing all of our Main Street Sports Today fans, right, Chris?
Absolutely, we are, and we could not do this without, of course, our owner, Dave Gould, and our friends here at Smashville.
Speaking of,
where is Dave?
We will see you March 23rd for Main Street Media Night. Let's go, Prince!
Do I have the wrong night?
Welcome back. So with the nice weather that we've had, I'm sure some people out there are starting to do a little landscaping, maybe some lawn care, freshening up their lawn for the spring. But there are things you need to keep in mind because we are still in the middle of March, March as a whole. So to share information with us, we have BJ Williams with us today. He has Williams Lawn Care and Landscaping. BJ, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
So first off, what do we need to know about this time of year? Again, we've had it's been unseasonably warm. And so some people may be already picking up to start making their lawn look nice, but what do we need to remember?
Make sure that your grass and landscaping is up to date for sure. That way the house looks, good and it brings the value of the house up. It's really not much to it at this part of the season.
Okay.
Just mainly like starting up.
Okay.
So now would be a good time to fertilize and aerate, to keep the lawns good, and so you get an aerator and it puts holes in the ground. And it's good for the soil. That way the rain and stuff it helps the grass germinate. And yeah.
And I know it's so easy to call a landscaper, someone like yourself with a business who's been doing this for quite some time. But for those who are like, you know what, we want to take care of it on our own. How much is one of the irrigation things that you need to buy?
Well, it could be pretty expensive.
Okay.
Fall time we use the pluggers.
Okay.
And then the springtime we use the one with the spikes.
Okay.
So it just depends on what brand and yeah.
Everything, it always depends on the brand, but again, that is a step that you need to take. Should we also be concerned or consider maybe another chill or really cold night?
No.
No? Okay.
This right here is beautiful to me. It gives the grass a nice time to soak up the water and the moisture in the ground, at a pretty good rate. That way it stays full and healthy at all times. Like last year, that drought, it killed a lot of lawns. And
sure did.
The freeze that we had in December killed a lot of bushes as well. So this time right here would help everything get back to where it needs to be.
Very nice. Oh, that is good to know. So let's talk about lawn. How short should we cut it? I know for us, our lawn got pretty tall. The grass is pretty high. Just now cut it, but how tall should we leave it?
Well, it just depends on the property, what type of grass that you're mowing. This yard right here in particular, I like to mow it at like a 4.5 to keep it nice, full and thick. And then you got some yards that are like Bermuda or, just a bunch of weeds. You kind of want to take them low because if not, they can get out of hand really fast. Okay,
good to know there. Now let's talk about landscaping a little bit. If we're looking for the mulch, what sort of mulch should we buy? I know you can get black or brown mulch, so that's kind of personal preference. But is there a particular brand that works better than others?
No. Some people prefer the bags.
Okay.
But I really don't mind shoveling off my trailer and dumping it. You know, it's good exercise for me anyway.
Right.
Some mulches last longer than others. You might get 6 months to a year. It just all depends on the company that makes the mulch.
Okay. And is it better to do mulch over? I know some people choose rock, like to put rocks in their landscaping.
Rock. If you put a good fabric down, rock will help weeds from growing in your flower bed because it gets hot under there, and sometimes it'll kill it off. With mulch, you can put a good, nice, paper or fabric down, and the weeds still find its way to get up through the mulch.
Okay, good to know. I had no idea on that one. Thank you for that tip. Anything else that we should be aware of when it comes to landscaping and getting our landscaping started?
Just keep everything trimmed. Rose bushes, boxwoods, holly, flowers would be a good time to plant right now. Just kind of, have a green thumb and keep everything up. I know a lot of people do not have green thumbs, and I'm kind of like iffy myself, but I just pray it works.
That always a little bit of a prayer there when you're working on lawns and landscaping. BJ, thank you so much. Again, BJ Williams with Williams Lawn Care and Landscaping. We appreciate the few tips that you gave us. It's always nice to learn something new. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street because we have more coming up after this break.
Here at the Journey Louie team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louie team, leading you home.
At Miss Lou Steele's, we go for apple pie. A place that feels like a home away from home. A comfortable place to bring your family from out of town. It's a place where great conversations are had. It's a place where you can shop 200 small businesses in one location. It's a place for you to shop for gifts for any occasion or just to treat yourself. Come on down to Miss Lou Steele's. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show as much as we have. Do you want to share our national day for today? One of the national days anyways. It's Learn About Butterflies Day. So take some time and learn about butterflies in your area. I do have a couple fun facts in reference to butterflies this morning. One being there are more than 20,000 types of butterflies worldwide. Not only that, their wingspan can stretch from a half an inch to 11 inches. And more than that, their lifespan, depending on the species, could be a week up to a year. Just a few fun facts about butterflies this morning. Again, thanks so much for joining us here on Mornings on Main Street. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. But until then, remember, it's always a good day to have a good day.